Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Same old coffee today again. I'm finishing up that canister of the smooth and gentle on the stomach coffee. It was okay, not my favorite, but it was drinkable. I may transition over to some decaf, see if that bothers my stomach. That's what I drank for years, and then I kind of switched to the real stuff, and I don't think that's what causes my problem, but it doesn't help it either. So I'll just keep the regular coffee for every now and then, and my morning coffee will have to be the decaf. And there's several decafs that I really like, so that's what I'll use. Anyway, today is only going to be 64, and it's cloudy and chance of rain for the next few days, which is fine. In fact, I'm kind of glad it's going to rain because I have the donation people coming on Wednesday, and I need to get some donations ready for them. So that requires me staying inside. Ooh, look at that steam coming off. And gathering up some things, but I think I may start my garage because it's really horrendous and it needs it. So, I won't do a marathon in there. I'll do a little at a time because that seems to be the only way I can get anything done these days, is doing a project a little at a time and getting things done that way. So every room that I have in my house has things that I could get rid of that I really don't even love anymore. They were loved at one point, but, when you have to take care of things, sometimes you don't love it anymore. So some of the things I need to dust and stuff need to go if I don't love it, and I'll just continue to take care of the things that I do love, like my dogs and my family, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about tchotchkes and, decorations and dishes I don't use anymore. And because at one time I really did, entertaining, and I did a lot of social things that I don't do anymore. I have no desire to do it anymore. If I did, I would do it. But I don't feel like doing that anymore. I like the peace and the comfort and the quiet of solitude sometimes. Not always. Like Wednesday, I'm going to go out for lunch with a friend I haven't gone out with in over a year, and I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, let's give this coffee a try. Cheers. That is very hot and very tasty. Could actually use a little more cream. I made it a little stronger this morning because I wanted a bigger cup of coffee. So, and this one bottle of creamer is almost gone, but not to worry. I bought 2, so that should last me the rest of the month. And I still have the other creamer, and I still have chocolate syrup. So I'll get by. I do want to buy some potatoes, though. I haven't bought potatoes in quite a while. I use them all up. But every once in a while for dinner, I like a nice baked potato and a salad. And that's it. Just those 2 things. I enjoy eating that. So anyway, I'm going to drink my coffee. Take a look at my garden outside in a few minutes, do a little cleanup out there before the rain comes, and then I will meet you at the budget book. Okay, back at the budget book. Yesterday I didn't spend any money. I'm just planning on paying off some bills. So hopefully, like I said, I got my washer paid off. and hopefully my appliances won't one by one be going. My oldest appliance is actually my stove, and I've had that for 20 years and it still seems to work just fine. But you know, it's got a lot of whistles and bells. I paid a lot for it when I first bought it 20 years ago. And it's got the cooktop. You guys have seen it in my cooking videos 100 times. And you know, the funny thing is there's at least 2 of the burners that I've probably only used once or twice, and I always use the same burner. So I don't know, I think even if you lived in a tiny house and you only had one of those convection kind of burners, you know, that you put on the counter, I think that would probably do me. But especially cooking for one, I rarely need more than one burner. So that's what I use. So I think even if that burner burned out, I could probably move on to one of the other 3 burners. So, and I don't use the oven. That very rarely, unless I'm maybe baking bread or having the family over for holidays. So even if that burned out, I still have my microwave and my toaster oven, which I use a lot. But even since I got the microwave, that kind of, it's a, what is it, 4-in-1, 3-in-1. It convection cooks, it microwaves, it air fries. I really don't even use my toaster oven that much anymore, but I don't want to get rid of that. So anyway, there's ways to get by for a while, you know. Even with my washer, I had that fixed a couple times before it kind of, you know, couldn't be fixed anymore. Well, I probably could have fixed it one more time, but remember the saga of Bob, who never got back to me until after I got rid of the old washer? Yeah, it's hard to find repair guys that work on these old appliances. So, yeah, he was kind of late to the party, so I had to go and buy the new washer. And I'll tell you what, I really, really liked my old washer much, much better than this new one, with all the buttons you have to push, and then this, and then that, and the water level, and ugh, I really am not loving my new washer. But anyway, I'll continue to use it until it gives up the ghost too, because that's what I do. It's like my 40-some-year-old freezer. I still miss that freezer, but it served me well. It even survived through a couple of floods in our first house. The basement used to flood. That's where the freezer was. So, yeah, it even survived that. So that was a good freezer. They don't make them like that anymore. I wish they did. Anyway, I should go to Tai Chi today, but I'm really feeling like I need to stay home and get some things done since my inside has really been neglected for a while, and I need to get the donation ready because the donation people are coming on the 20th. So I only have a few days to get some things ready, and I really would like to make some room in my house. So anyway, that's the morning. I'm going to write some morning pages now, collect my thoughts, and see where I want to go for the day. But I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up in the garage eventually and get a few things sorted out there. All right. Be back later. So let's go take a look at my garden after the rain. Sorry about the background noise. There's construction going on. Well, my nasturtiums are starting to bloom. I grew those from seed. And these are some perennials. Well, I don't know if they're perennials. They're caladiums. No. I forget the name of them. Anyway, so I grew all that from seed. My impatiens don't like it here. This one does. And this one's coming back. So everything is just growing like gangbusters. Still waiting for my radish to finish going to seed, to pull that out. I have my zucchini coming up. There it is. I've got another one coming up there. My volunteer beet. My flowers are doing phenomenal. This one is finally starting to come up. I have to plant this celery in the garden. And there's my huge beet, radish. I don't even know what kind it is, but I'm going to try to eat that after this is done. The seeds are starting. Flowers are dying back. So over here I have yellow squash, that's coming along. And my eggplant is doing great. This little one is still lagging behind, but it's coming along. This is the latest one that I planted. And I grew all those from seed. So my peppers are doing great. Everything is flourishing. Look at all that kale and spinach. I think I have to prune this pepper, but it's got buds. Most of the peppers have buds. And look at the green onions that I planted. Those were from store-bought. I bought 2 bunches and I stuck them in the ground, and I'll have onions all summer. My lettuce is just going crazy. Doesn't that look delicious? I need to start eating more salads. So everything is just loving the rain. My trees are doing okay. Don't see any buds on my lemon tree, but it looks happy. I need to feed it again. My tomatoes are coming along. So those are looking forward to some tomatoes. And these 3 are different kinds. And my geraniums and sun patience that I planted are coming along nicely. And these were all rescues. So they're coming along. I'm very happy with my garden this year. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. And look at those tomatoes, how much they've grown. Wow, they've doubled in size the last few days. My grapes, all those are grapes. Actually, it's 2 separate grapes, but eventually this would probably cover the whole fence, but I want my tomatoes to grow up, these trellises. So yeah, coming along. I'm very happy with my garden. Well, okay, today is another stay in the house and be cozy, comfy day. Since it's only in the 60s and it's cold and wet outside, and I lit some candles. So in the summertime I usually don't burn candles. In the winter I burn them like every day. But it's that kind of a day where you just want to get cozy. So it's still sprinkling on and off. As you saw, the plants are absolutely loving it, and I'm loving it because seeing my plants happy makes me happy. And for all the days that I've watered where we didn't have rain, I didn't see nearly the growth that I'm seeing now. So, you know, nature's fertilizer, all that nitrogen and things from the raindrops is helping feed my plants. So I'm sitting here writing my morning pages and cleaning up my kitchen table a little bit, and I came across the community guide for this year in my town. And usually I don't even bother. I skim through it and I throw it out. It goes in the recycle. But this year I decided I'm going to read it. So I did, and I checked out a lot of the things, and apparently we have a community senior center here that I didn't know we had. I mean, I knew they had something similar to that, but it's actually not that far from where I live. So I called there because I wanted to talk to a person rather than just check out everything online, because my computer's been kind of a little squirrely lately because it's so old and has so much stuff on it. I really need to clean it out or do something because I've got a lot of old files on there that are no longer relevant, and I can always back it up on my OutDrive if I want to. So, but anyway, I digress from my original story. So I found out that at the senior center they have watercolor classes. Now it's $5, which is very doable, and you have to bring your own supplies, which isn't a problem because I have a lot of supplies. So I think I'm going to check that out. I think that would be great. Now today, actually I should be going to Tai Chi, but I just want to stay home and get some things done. Like I said, I usually jump in gangbusters in the beginning and then I burn myself out. So I'll go to Tai Chi, but you know, on days where I feel like going to Tai Chi. But I found out the senior center also offers Tai Chi classes. So, and they're free, they're twice a month. And so I could go to those too and still continue to go to a weekly Tai Chi class, but that one I have to pay for, and it's like $13 for a session. So I think between the two of those, I think that'll be a very doable exercise program. And like I said in one of my previous videos, this year, especially this summer, I want to expand my horizons and sort of start doing more things that I've wanted to do, but that have kind of gotten either put on the back burner or totally stopped because I've had so much going on over the past few years and not being home every weekend, and you know, it just got to be a bit too much. So now I can take a breath, take my time. As I look around my house, I see a lot of things that can go. Like I still have a lot of dishes, and it's like, why? I don't need them. So I want to get rid of at least half of the dishes. I'll do the same thing that I did with my Christmas dishes. I got rid of half of them one year and thought, oh, I'll just keep the other half and maybe I'll use them, and then I didn't use them at all for 2 years, and I thought, no, they're just taking up valuable real estate, and I want to get rid of those too. So that's what I'm planning to do with my other dishes. Now there's a couple of sets of my kitchen dishes. You've all seen, you know, with the rose pattern. I gave actually Tom some of those when he moved out, but I still have too many. I don't need that many. Now I do fill up my dishwasher. I don't wash my dishes by hand, the pots and pans I usually do, but I want to keep just enough to fill up the dishwasher for a couple days, and then I don't need a service for 8. A service for 4 or 6 would be plenty because I have my grandson here too, and he uses the dishes too. But in my dining room, I have two full sets of dishes. One is a service for 8. The other one is a service for, I think, 16. I don't need that. And I really like the dishes with the service for 16. But I was thinking I will get rid of most of them and just keep maybe a service for 8 initially. And then I might even downsize it to a service for 4. Because really all I'm ever going to have over here, if I ever have friends over, it's kind of hard with the dogs because they get so animated when company comes. I mean, it's just for 5 minutes, but for people that aren't used to the dogs, I think it's a bit much for them. So I don't bother. And a lot of times my home is set up for my dogs. I have baby gates in different places. Lizzie has a place where she has her pee pads. The other dogs, they go outside. Lizzie goes outside too. But during the night, a lot of times she gets up and she uses her pee pad. So, you know, all that stuff is like, I mean, my family doesn't care, but, you know, having people over that you don't see that often, even if they're good friends, it's kind of a little, I don't know, I don't even want to say embarrassing, but it's kind of, if they're not dog people, they don't really understand why I make my house around my dogs. So anyway, and besides that, it's more work for me. I'd rather just meet friends out at a restaurant, have a nice visit, and then go home. So, finishing up my coffee here. So yeah, I was really glad that I did read this, and they have a couple of events. One of them is in October. I'd like to go to this, where they have like a haunted house tour. Now, Olmsted Falls is a very old town, and it has a lot of old buildings, and so they take you around to the most haunted buildings around the area. I mean, a lot of them are from the 1800s and stuff, so I think that would be really fun. So I went through a phase where I went to the library quite a bit. I want to get back to doing that. And there's just a lot of things to do in this community. And I think if you explore your own community a little bit, I think you might find the same in where you live. And I know some places will even pick up, you know, they have senior buses where they'll pick you up. And, you know, I mean, I suppose there's a certain stigma around being in the senior center, and, you know, but it's not like you're in an assisted living or a nursing home. But if you are, so what? You know, I mean, there doesn't have to be a stigma around that. A lot of people, when they go to assisted living, it's a good thing for them because they aren't so isolated anymore. They have activities that they can go to, even in a nursing home. I mean, I worked in the nursing home environment for 20 plus years, and if the residents chose to do so, they could participate in activities all the time. They have an activities department where they have entertainment come in. They have activities that you can do, crafts, painting, you know, all sorts of things. So don't let the stigma of getting older hold you back from doing things. Now, if there are people in your life that make you feel bad because you are getting older and you can't do or don't want to do the things that you used to do, then I think those people need to go. You know, I mean, you don't need to turn yourself into a pretzel to impress anybody. You know, at our age, as we get older, We've earned the right to live our life the way we see fit, and not the way a husband or a boyfriend or even your kids think that you should live your life. We've earned the right to live our life the way we want. So I just wanted to have a little chat about that this morning. I need to do lots of laundry because I let that go while I was gardening. But today's a good day to do that. And while I'm at it, I'm going to take a box with me and put stuff in there that I don't want anymore. And maybe I'll go in the garage. I mean, I plan to do that some point between now and the donation. Maybe I'll go in the dining room and drag out a few dishes and put those in a box. I don't know. It depends on how my how my back holds out. So, and then I'll rest when I need to rest, because I've earned that right too. So, okay, I'm not cooking today. I still have some of that pasta and the pasta sauce. It needs to be eaten. I still have spinach for another spinach salad. I'm out of the strawberries, but that's okay. I have lots of other things to put in a salad. So I'll just heat up whatever and not need to worry about cooking anything. I can spend that time doing other things. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.